Today's walk starts at Farrell Stones car park in the Upper Derwent Valley. As you can see behind me is the Derwent Dam. The plan is to do a circular walk of the Howden Moors in the Upper Valley. Unfamiliar territory, so we'll just have to play it by ear. It's quite an impressive structure, really. Absolutely massive. The first part of the walk takes me along the track along the right hand side of the bank of the Derwent Reservoir. Quite cool in these trees. Well, we're walking due north really, and the valley opens up now. Get a nice view down this reservoir. Well, after 2 miles of walking alongside the Upper Derwent Reservoir, we've just got to almost Howden Dam. But now the hard work starts, because we're going to climb away from the reservoir up onto Howden Edge. Well, I've come up here bank, I'm out of tree cover, and I thought I'd get some good views of the reservoir. But I can't see them, they're just hidden down there in the trees below. But ahead, in front of me now, you can see the moors that I hope to be exploring in a bit. I do like these stands where you can lift this barrier up. It's much easier to get through. Ideal for people with shorter legs. Well, on the top ahead on the ridge, I think I can just make out a trig point, so I assume that's the trig point at Niagara Hill, which is one of my destinations. So I've got a bit of climbing yet to do before I get up onto Howden Edge, but so far the train's been pretty good. Just wonder why these cattle have to congregate on the track and they just can't keep off onto the scrub. No, not interested. Well, so far this has been delightful walking. Ahead is where we're aiming to go, and that's where we've just come up. Don't know whether you can see the cattle in the distance. There's Birch up there, which is upsetting quite a few of the other birds, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Over to my east now is one of the many featherbed mosses marked on the map. There's more than one, but the stones there you can see on the horizon, they're the wet stones. Right, we're here now, Howden Edge. Well, the start of it. I'm going to be following it for quite a while, hopefully following it around and heading over there to the west. This is the view from High Stones. Now I can just see one of the reservoirs and the dam valley below. Well, these are the Margaret stones, so we can't be far from the trig point now at on top of Niagara Hill. So hopefully we'll be there in the next minute or so. Right, we've just done over 5 miles, 1300 foot of ascent, and a long way to go. This peat is incredibly dry. I can see why there's campfires allowed down by Farrell Stones car park. It's everything's so dry, but ideal for when you're up here, because this would be very boggy in winter. Well, this is a cairn on the bridleway which we're crossing now. I think the bridleway is called Cut Gate, and we're going to cut straight across this as we head out onto the moor. See a cyclist there having a rest, and a couple of others jogging down the bridleway. There's still bits that are quite soft though. I think on the map this is marked as a ford. Well, this is our second trig point of the day, and I think the last. This is the trig at Outer Edge. Well, this is the view from the trig, looking over towards Bleaklow there, and then I can just see the transmitter at Howden Moors. As I come round, I can see the transmitter at which I assume is Emily Moor. At this side of the Derwent, we're actually in South Yorkshire, and these hills are, I think, the highest points of ground within the boundaries of Sheffield. Well, these are the stones at Outer Edge, and in the distance I think they're marked as crow stones on the map. I wonder how all these stones how they get the names. Anyway, I'm gonna have another piece of homemade flapjack and get a drink now, because we've got a long way to go. In the distance I can see the traffic on Woodhead Pass. Quite a few high-sided vehicles. Looks quite busy. That must be boundary stone there. And over there, I think they're the rocking stones. They look quite impressive, but a bit too far off the track to go and have a look. Some more fords as marked on the map, but this is dry, thank goodness. It could be horrendous in the wet. Oh, that's the first bit of real damp ground I've seen so far. It's been very dry on this top. Anyway, we're going to carry on a bit, and then we're going to have a break, I think. Oh, I've just paused now I'm on the top of Horclough Head, and really there's a public right of way marked on the map here which takes you back down towards the reservoirs. But our plan is to carry on around the moor. So we're going to be heading over there, but we'll have a short break now. It's quite an interesting shaped stone. Not complete without its bit of graffiti on it. Well, supposedly I think in 1997 a UFO crashed up here. It was quite a big search for this unidentified craft which supposedly crashed up here in a ball of flames, but nothing was ever found. Look at that for a style. How long do they expect your legs to be to get up on it? Well, we're at Swain's Head now, and this is really where the River Derwent starts. The water comes off these tops, collects into that dip down there, and that's the start of the River Derwent, which flows all the way to Derby. I think at Derby it joins the River Trent. I seem to have lost the path, but there's these grufts to cross. There is a stake there. See if I can find a track or something. Well, the theory is if I carry straight on, I should cross a far black clough and then pick up a path or a track. And in fact, I think I can see something down there, which looks promising. It's pretty green. Well, let's go down and have a look. Well, here we are in the clough, and there is a bit of a track here which I'm going to follow. But it's quite nice hearing a bit of running water down there. Oh, this path runs alongside of the clough, and if I follow it, it should take me up onto the top of the moor. I've done about 11 miles now, so I'm over halfway, but I'm still not really heading back just yet. But I'm just pleased I've done over 50% of what I need to do today. Thing is, being down in this clough, I've been sheltered from the wind. I've had a nice breeze while I was on the moor top, which has kept me cool. But anyway, I'm getting to some higher ground now, and I can just feel the breeze again, so it's much more pleasant. Well, I finally made it out of the clough, and I'm now at Bleaklow Stones. So we'll have a bit of a wander around here and get me bearings and work out where we're going to go to next. This is the, I think it's called the Anvil Stone for obvious reasons. There's quite an impressive collection of stones up here at Bleaklow Stones. Just been chatting to somebody who I think he's doing a 30-mile run around here, and he's off to Edale now. But I must have less than 10 miles back to the car now, thankfully. Well, I've left Bleaklow Stones now. On my next waypoint, the Grinner Stones. And I don't know whether you can see them, but I think that big rock outcrop over there looks quite impressive. In fact, it was that outcrop I could see from grains in the water when I was doing my Alport Valley walk. Anyway, let's get a bit closer. Well, here we are at the Grinner Stones. That was a really easy path over. Managed to jog quite a bit of it. If I look back on the hill, I can just see Bleaklow Stones in the distance. This is the view from the top of the Grinner Stones. As I pan the camera around, you can just about coming into view now the Derwent Valley down there. So that's the way back. So I think we're almost about heading back now. Well, I think this is the last set of major stones on today's journey. These are the Farrell Stones. They almost look as if they're going to kind of tumble over on you. On our way back, almost done 14 miles, so this should be about 6 to go. Just hope it's good underfoot. It's like this, won't be too bad. And get to the car and get a coffee. Well, I've arrived at Round Hill, which is not far from the Farrell Stones, but I've got a view across now to Howden Edge, where I came up earlier on this morning. Well, we've got onto a shooting track now, which takes people up to these shooting boats. As we look around, we can we can have a look back at the Granite Stones where we came from earlier. Well, on the 1/50,000 scale map, that's marked as the River West End down there, but the trees on the map, well, they're no longer there. It looks like they've all been cleared off that side of the hill. Well, we've made our descent now, and we're in the valley bottom by the river, and just looking up the valley we can just see right on the horizon the Granite Stones. Now we've got to cross the bridge and make our way further down the valley. Well, we're at the northern end of Howden Reservoir. It kind of branches off, and as you can see, it's quite dry. I'm sure there should be much more water down there. Right, we're at Howden Dam now, so we're not that far from the car, perhaps a mile or so. But if you look between the two towers of the dam, the hillside opposite, that was my ascent this morning when I went up, and that was about must have been about 4.5 hours ago. I think here must have been Birch village, which was a small little village, I think, constructed for the workers who built the two dams, the one at Howden and the one at Derwent. Yes, there's an information board here about Birch village. It was built by the Derwent Valley Water Board to accommodate navvies who built Derwent and Howden dams during the early 20th century. Well, I've just done over 19 miles and I've just got about another mile back to the car, so it's going to come up at about a 20-mile walk, just over. I didn't know what to expect today, because it was territory I wasn't familiar with, but to be honest, it's been a pretty good walk. I think largely because it's been so dry underfoot. The walk would have been totally different if it had been really boggy up there, but it was so dry. Yes, I'm very pleased with that.